Good evening, everyone. This is BremSter, and tonight I'm coming to you with a puzzle called More Slight Shifting. And I have done a puzzle, and this is by 99% Sneaky. And I did a puzzle by 99% Sneaky about, I think it was a couple of months ago, called Slight Shifting, which was an irregular Sudoku with quadruples, which was on the same irregular grid as this. And I think I had problems saying slight shifting then as well. And apparently this is a similar but hard puzzle, but with some more tricky tricks. So it's slightly harder than the last one. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. I've got my wrong glasses. I'm going to pause and go get my right glasses. I'll be back in a second. Putting on my distance glasses while I was working at a computer would have given me no help whatsoever. Okay, so... happy holidays, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, I haven't released it yet as of me recording, but I hope you enjoyed my London Streets series. And there'll be another BremSter puzzle coming tomorrow. And I know it seems like a lot of BremSter puzzles, but situation has come up where there's a reason for me doing it. It's not going to become normal that I do so many BremSter puzzles on my channel. I do want to mostly feature puzzles by other people. You'll understand tomorrow. And then all of my puzzles for a while are going to get dropped into BremSter Unpub. And including, there'll be one by the time this comes out, which is a full deck and missing a few cards recording of a Maggie and BremSter puzzle over in the BremSter Unpub playlist. But let's have a look at More Slight Shifting by 99% Sneaky. So what are the rules? Normal irregular Sudoku rules apply. So place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, these rows, in every column, these columns, and every 9-cell region. So this is a 9-cell region. This is a 9-cell region. So every 9-cell region must contain the digits 1 to 9. So regions are delineated by the thick black outlines. Digits in cages sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. Digits in white circles must appear at least once in the 4 surrounding cells. So there will be at least 1, 1 and at least 1, 2 in those 4 cells. It's possible that, for example, those could both be 1. That might be possible. I don't know. We will find out as we go. And digits along an arrow sum to the digit in the attached circle. That's all we've got. This appears to be a very Spartan grid. So yeah, I'm not sure how this one's going to work. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer, though I think I'm going to have a few things to explain here, so I don't think I'm going to make a very good time. So let's give this a shot. Now, the first thing I can see is law of leftovers. And I think I explained this last time, but there are 2 ways of determining that these have to be the same digit. And there is a classical way of explaining it, and then there's a set way of explaining it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll explain it both ways for people who want to understand both reasons. So the first thing to do is to say, okay, this cell here is we know it has to go somewhere in each region. So where can this possibly go in this region? Well, we know it can't go in any of those cells. So it has to go in one of those cells, one of the blue cells in this region. Now I want to ask where it can go in this region. Well, it can't go in any of those cells, so it must go in one of these cells in this region. Now I want to ask where it can go in this region. Well, it can't go in any of those cells, and if I was to put it into any of these cells, then I would be putting effectively, because I have to put one of the yellows in here in row 8 or row 9, and I have to put one of the yellows in here in row 8 or 9 to fulfill the quota for these regions. Then if I was to put a yellow in here, then, for example, if I was to put a yellow here, then in this region, I would have to put the yellow in row 9, and in this region, I'd have to put the yellow in row 9, and I'd have 2 yellows in row 9. So because of the X-wing, effectively, on yellow in these 2 regions, I can't put it in any of those, and this becomes the only cell in this region where I can put yellow, and that becomes yellow. Now, that's the classic way of explaining it. The more modern way of explaining it is this is a set of the digits 1 to 9. This is the set of the digits 1 to 9. This is a set of the digits 1 to 9. And I can mark those as 3 sets of the digits 1 to 9. This is a set of the digits 1 to 9. This is a set of the digits 1 to 9. And this is a set of the digits 1 to 9. And I can mark those as 3 sets of the digits 1 to 9. Any cell that is marked as both, we know is going to, in the solved grid, contain the same digit. So if I remove it from both yellow and blue, I've removed exactly the same thing from both of the 3 sets of digits 1 to 9, and the sets stay exactly the same. Because say the digit I removed was a 1, then instead of having 3 1s, 3 2s, 3 3s, 3 4s, I would have 2 1s, 3 3s, 3 2s, 3 3s, 3 4s, example. So they're still exactly the same. And I can do that for any digit that is marked both colours, and if I do that for all the digits that are marked both colours, what is left must be exactly the same, and it proves that those are the same. They're proving exactly the same thing, but one is the traditional way before we started playing with set theory, and the other is the newer way of doing it. But we do know from that both of those have to be the same digit. And we've got the same thing happening with those 2 cells having to be the same digit, those 2 cells having to be the same digit, and those 2 cells having to be the same digit. What does that do for me? I have no clue. I have no clue whatsoever. Okay, this arrow is under some pressure. Because I cannot put a 1 or a 2 in either of those cells. Now, why is that? Because this cell here, let's mark it in red, sees all 3 of those cells in the same region and that cell in the same row. So I know there is a 1 around here somewhere, at least 1 1. But if I was to put a 1 here, I can't put a 1 here, it's in the same region. I can't put a 1 here, it's in the same region. Can't put a 1 here, it's in the same region. And I can't put a 1 here, it's in the same row. So I couldn't put a 1 in any of those 4 cells if I put a 1 here. So this cell, because it sees all 4 of those cells, cannot be a 1. It also can't be a 2. So this is at least a 3. This cell is exactly the same. It can't be, it sees all 4 of those. This doesn't, because it doesn't see that, but these 2 do. So these are at least 3, and because there's 2 of them, there are at least 3 4. So the minimum I can put on that arrow is 3 4. So this is 7 8 or 9. And it's the same down here. These 2 all see all of those, so this is at least 3 4. So this is at least 7 8 or 9. Now I've got the same thing happening here, but it's not as good because these can't contain 3 or 4. But that's not as useful. Because I could do 1 5 and make this 6, or I could make it 1 2 and make this 3. So because I could use 1 and 2, I've got so much freedom it's not funny. But this can't be 9. This can't be 9. Because that cell sees all 4 of those in the region and that in the row. And I need to put a 9 around here. So if I put a 9 here, there's no 9. So this is not a 9. So all of a sudden, this must have a 3 on it. Because if I don't put a 3 on this, then the minimum is 4 5, which needs this to be a 9. So this is 3. And if it's 7, it's 3 4. And if it's 8, it's 3 5. And unfortunately, those don't see all of those. And this isn't restricted. Wait a minute. This is restricted from being 7 or 8. I can't put 7 or 8 here. This is just a 9 for the same reason. 7 here. So this had to be 7, 8 or 9 because I couldn't use 1 or 2. And it can't be 7 because I can't put, this sees all of the 7 spots, and it couldn't be 8 for the same reason. This is just a 9. But 9 is not restricted. But this just can't be 1 or 2. So it's 3 3, 6, or 4, 5? It's 3, 6, or 4, 5. But hang on, what does that do to this 11 cage? Because an 11 cage, it can't use 9, 2. It could be 8, 3, 7, 4. It can't be 5, 6. So this is 8, 3 or 7, 4. I can't use 5, 6 because this would make this 3, 4. So this is 3, 4, 7, 8. What the heck does that do? Well, this 12 cage can't have a 9 in it, so this is not 9, 3. So this also has a 7 or an 8 in it, because it must be either 8, 4 or 7, 5. 6, 6 doesn't work. So there's a 7 or an 8 in here, which means I can't put both 7 and 8 around here. This must be 7, 8, which means this is 7, 8, because if this wasn't a 7 or an 8, I'd have to put both 7 and 8 here, but then I couldn't put 7 and 8 into this cage. But now I've got a virtual 7, 8 pair here. So this can't be 7, 8 or 9. So this is 3, 4, 5 or 6. But it can't be 5 or 6, because this sees all of those. If I put a 5 here, I can't put 5 in any of those, and the same with 6. This isn't 5 or 6. This is 3 or 4. So now this is a 3, 4, 7, 8 quadruple. And that's it. That's a 3. Because if this is a 4, this is a 1, 3, and I can't put 3 on this, because if I put 3 on this, I can't put 3 around this quadruple. So this is a 1, 2, and that's 3. Which means there's no 3, 8 in here. There's no 3, 8 in here. This is 4, 7, which means this is 8, which means this is 8. There's a 7 around here now, so this is not 5, 7. This is 4, 8. There's no 4, 5 here. This is 3, 6. Which means around this this is just a 6. That 6 sees both of those and that. That is a 6. I'm going to get rid of the yellow colouring. I've done it. This is crazy. 4 is up here now because I can't put 4 there. This is a 3, 4 pair. I can't put 3 or 4 there. This is a 3, 4 pair. So this arrow can't have 3 or 4 on it. So it can't be 1, 8. It can be 2, 7. It can't be 3, 6. It can't be 4, 5. This is 2, 7. This is a 1. This is a 2. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. There's no 9 there. This is a 5 or a 6. This can't be a 9. I'm not sure what it could be, actually. This is absolutely nuts. So 4 can't be in here or in here. So 4 is one of those. This is just a 6. Where is 6 in this region? That 6 takes 6 out of those. The 3, 6 takes it out of those. This is the 6. 3 is not in any of those. 3 is in one of those two. And now 3 in this column? Holy cow, that 3 X-Wing. Can't put 3 in any of those because 3 is in here. Can't put 3 in any of those because 3 is in here. These 3's knock 3 out of there and out of there. This is a 3 and this is a 1-2 pair. This 2 makes this the 1 and this the 2. This is absolutely bonkers. That takes 3 out of both of those and puts 3 into those. So this can't have a 2 or a 3 on it. It could possibly be 4, 5 though. If this can't be a 9, if this is a 9, that puts 9 up there. But at the moment it could be. If this can't be 4, 5 though, there's a 1 on here. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but I can't put 1, 2 there. That's the 5, and this is a 1, 2. Now, this quadruple comes into play because I need to put 1 and 2 around here, but because of this 1, 2, I can only put one of them in there. That's a 1 or a 2. And I have to put one of them in here. 3. This is nuts. I'm still not sure I understand what's going on. Hang on, where's 5 around this quadruple? This 5 sees all 3 of those. That's a 5, which means that's a 5, which means this is not a 5. So there's my 5 and 6. And purple is done. Hang on, this is a 4 or 8. So this is a 4 or an 8. 4 or an 8. So 1 and 2 are around here. So there's a 1 or a 2 in here. And I can't put both of them in there. This can't be 1, 2 in those two cells because that would break this. So this is a 1, 2, and I must put a 1 or a 2 in here. And because there must be a 1 or a 2 in here and there's a 1, 2 there, that's the 1, 2's taken up in the column. That's a 7, that's a 2. Which I'm not sure has done much. Well, this can't be 2. So I can't put 2 in any of those. So 2 in this region must be up here. So this is the 1, this is the 2. And now, this 2 makes this the 1, and 2 is in one of those two. What are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 9. Well, there's no 4 there. These 7s are looking across. There's no 7 there. That's a 4, 9 pair. That's a 7. So what's... Oh, no, there's actually a few there. 2, 5, 7, 8. So that's just 2 or 8 because it's C, 7, and 5. No, where's 8 in this row? Can't put 8 in any of those because of the 4, 8 pair. That's the 8. So these are 2, 5, and 7. There's no 2 there. There's no 7 there because the 7 has to go around the quadruple. So these are a 1, 3 pair and the 1 is looking down, making that the 3 and that the 1. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 2 and 9 and I can't put the 2 there. That's the 9, that's the 2. It seems to be... it's not quite forcing 9 onto there. 4 in this region is in one of those 3 squares. Oh, it's again that 5, meaning I can't put 5 in any of those. That's a 5 and that's a 5. Because I have to put 5 around that quadruple, and that 5 meant it had to go into blue. That means this is not a 5. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Well, that's a 9 for the region then. These are 5, 6, and 7, which means that's the 2, that's the 7, that's the 5. The 2 looks up making that the 1. This is crazy. 2 now has to be in here. There's no 2 here. There's no 5 here. 5 is in one of those 2. This is loopy-loo. 9 is in one of those 3. So 9 in this region can't be in any of those. Because if I put 9 in any of those, I've basically got an X-wing on 9s. 9 can't be in any of those, 9 can't be in any of those. 9 is in one of those 3, but that 9 says it's not there. So 9 is in one of those 2. How is this 3, 4, 5 not more resolved? How is the 4, 8 in green not resolved? So the quadruple's done. 3, 4, 7, 8, 1, 2, 5, 6. I've got to put a 4 around here. I've got to put a 9 up here. This could still be 4, 5, 9, I think. 9 is not here. Okay, I'm confuzzled again. Two in this row. Yeah, 2 in this row. It's not here. It's not here because of that 2. It's not 2 here because that's too high. It can't be here because this is too for the 2. Can't be here because of the 2. Can't be here because of the quadruple. Can't be here, can't be here. That is a 2. So what are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. These are 3, 4, and 6 and must contain a 6. But there's a 3 here, so there's no 3 here. This is a 4, 6. Oh, there's a 3 in the box. That's just a 4, 6 pair. So this is the 3, this is the 4. Now I know what these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 7, 8, and 9. Is it me or is that completely useless? No, because where's 1 in this row? Can't put it here, can't put it here because of the 1. Can't put it in an arrowhead, can't put it here, and none of those are 1. That's a 1. So what are these? These are 1, 4, 7, 8, 9. So this is 4, 7, 8, 9. No, they're not 1, 4, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. These are 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now if this is 4, this is 1, 3. 1 and 3. There's no 6 here. So 6 is in one of those 2. If this is 7, there's no 4 in here either. It's this arrow, isn't it? If these were 4, this would be 8 because this had become 3, 5. That would be 4. No. What have I missed? Where's 1 in this column? Can't put it down here. It's already in this region, and that sees a 1. This is a 1. Two is in one of those. Hang on, 2 in this column is in one of those 2. No, that's not it. Hang on, where's 3 in this region? These 3s are saying 3's not there. 3's not here because of that 3, and that 3 looks up. This is a 3, which means that's not a 3. This is a 3, which means 4 is in one of those 2, which means that's the 9 and that's the 4. These are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. And that 9 makes that the 6 and that the 9, which means these are not 9. That 9 says that's not the 9. That 6 says that's not the 6. This is also not a 6. These are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 7, and 8. But 4 has to be in one of those 2. So that's not a 4, giving me a 7, 8 pair. There's a 7, 8 pair in this box. That's a 4. So there's no 4 in any of those. There's no 4 there. There's the 3, 4. There's the 5, 9. 7, 8 pair. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 5 is in one of those 2 for the row. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are just 2 and 6. Oh, this 5 is looking up. That's the 9. There's no 9 there. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, I could have used that 5. Arg! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 4, 7, and 8. With 4 being in one of those. These are the same digit, and I'm sure that's important, and I'm not seeing how to use it. Okay, if this is 6, this would have to be 1, 5, or 2, 4, and it can't be either. So this is not the 6, this is the 6. If this is 7, it would be 1, 6. It couldn't be 2, 5, or 3, 4. So this would be 1, 6. If it's 8, it could be 1, 7. It couldn't be 2, 6. It couldn't be 3, 5. And if it's 9, it could be 1, 8. It couldn't be 2, 7. It couldn't be 3, 6. And it couldn't be 4, 5. This is always a 1. I could have got that by looking at the column at this point. This 8 means this isn't an 8 anyway. Oh, it's where's 9 in the column? Can't put 9 in any... Oh, the 5 looks down, making that the 6, which makes that the 5, that the 7, that the 6. The 7 says that's not a 7. But this is not a 7 anymore. How is this not resolved? Because I am missing something. This 6 looks like making this the 3, this the 6, which looks like making this the 8, which makes this the 9, which takes 9 out of there. This is a 7, 8, that becomes the 9. Four, 6. Is there a pairing off thing I'm not seeing? Like one of those early staring things, like the quadruple thing. This 8 means that there's no 8s in those. So this is the 7, the 4, the 8. The 8 looks like making this the 7, which means there's no 5 here. This is a 3, 4, which means this is the 5, this is the 2. The 3, 4 means that's the 6, that's the 4. The 6 looks like making that the 2 and that the 6. The 7 makes this the 8, which makes this the 7 and this the 8. This, or the 4 makes this the 8, which makes this the 8 and this the 4. I can finally get rid of that colouring. How long have I gone on this? Nearly half an hour. It's been a little tricky. I'm not too worried, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 9. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 3 and a 5, so that's the 4. I take 4 out of those. The 5 looks down making this the 3 and this the 5. The 3 looks up making that the 4 and that the 3. The 4 looks down making this the 7 and this the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that is the correct solution. 29 minutes and 36 seconds. I'm not unhappy with that. I was a little worried for a while that I'd been staring blankly for too long, but that had some tricks to it. That was 99% sneaky, and that was more slight shifting. Got to be careful. My swearing video was over a week ago. The response to that was good too. I'm very happy with it. That was a lot of fun. That was a very, very good puzzle. Thank you, 99% Sneaky. I really enjoyed that one. So yes, tomorrow there will be a video recorded by Doomjot, and you will see why it's special tomorrow. Those of you who are subscribed to Artisanal Sudoku, James Sinclair's Sudoku pack, will know why it's a special video tomorrow. And then after that, I will be resuming normal activities, assuming I can keep recording. It's a hectic time of the year, as I'm sure many of you know. Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.